Hey guys, it is Friday. We are on the Friday right before E3 starts next week on
E3,
Tuesday.
what are you talking about?
Or CES, sorry. CES starts on Tuesday. Oh shit, oh god damn. All right. I was listening to myself.
We are a mess
Okay,
tonight. We are
anyways,
absolutely a
if you
mess.
guys knew all the drama that happened before this actual thing started, it was crazy. But anyways, who cares about all that? What we're here to talk about is all this kind of cuckoo crazyville that happened today. There was leaks and plugs and leaks and plugs and leaks and plugs, and now I don't even know where we're at. So we're going to start with throwing it over to Justin, and he's going to talk about this article that came out earlier today. And I don't think it's up anymore, so who knows? But it seemed legitimate because it was IGN. So,
Yeah,
Justin, I'm going to kick it
IGN
over to
put
you.
out this article that we're looking at now, and what's really cool about it is it's already been taken down, but there's other websites that have picked it up and already ran it through their artificial intelligence, and some of it's pretty great. So we're going to read the artificial intelligence version, and so it's all about this pinball arcade that it looks like Arcade1up is coming out with. So a brand new collaboration between Arcade1up and Zen Studios is bringing 3/4 scale digital pinball tables house. Each Zen Studio and Arcade1up has been instrumental in protecting alive the custom of the arcades. Zen Studios dealing with the digital variations of basic and unique pinball tables, and Arcade1up providing 3/4 scale cupboards of a few of the most recognizable arcade video games ever. In response to Arcade1up, the brand new partnership with Zen Studios contains titles from Bally, Williams, and different but to be introduced. Huge names within the pinball house. Now we're almost done here. The team up is a part of an Arcade1up self-described mission to supply lovers of genuine, reasonably priced at-home resolution for an arcade expertise. Oh, certain you may purchase your individual Stern pinball machine, but it's surely unfairly, ungainly troublesome to take care with no truthful quantity of data and likewise prices $4,000. We reviewed the Arcade1up 4-player TMNT cupboard and stated nobody has seen it could actually assist themselves with desirous to play. Hopefully, that impossible to resist attraction interprets to a pinball house as nicely. However, with Zen Studios in partnership, the chance appears extraordinarily
Okay, Justin,
excessive.
I can't take it anymore. All right,
Yeah,
so basically,
I'm sorry.
the artificial intelligence basically said that Arcade1up's coming out with a cupboard that costs $4,000. Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah, something like that, right?
It's a cupboard. See, guys, everyone's talking about pinball.
This,
It's just
this,
a cupboard.
it's just a cupboard.
I got it
So,
now.
but well, you know what's so great is we're going to be at CES on Tuesday.
Yeah,
So
so
we
it's
will
all
be
good.
there to check out the cupboard
I'm
and let
so
you know
I'm pretty pumped
exactly
up for
what
the
it's like.
cupboard, though. Like, I've been looking for new cupboards, and 4,000 is a lot of money to pay for a cupboard. But if the cupboard plays Star
depending on
Wars, I
yeah,
don't
man,
know. Now
I,
that's a
I
cool cupboard, man.
that's right.
All
Yeah,
right, so let's check this out. So Justin, so obviously what I want to do here is I want to talk a little bit about if we understand that this article, if let's just play along and say that this article is legit, right? And that there the English version of it, the proper
right.
translation is that they have a relationship with Zen Studios. Now, for those of you that don't know, Zen Studios, they have FX3 as their software, right? So
Hmm.
if you have like a Nintendo Switch or you have Steam on a PC, you can go and install FX3. And FX3 has a lot of different titles, which is really cool. So if indeed they're going with FX3, obviously Zen Studios, then there's a pretty awesome offering of things that comes along with FX3. So I was kind of excited about this because you're going to get access to a bunch of stuff potentially, right? So if this relationship is really true and it is Star Wars, and they're using this software, you have access to Zen Studios tables potentially. You have access to Williams tables potentially. Things like Universal, the Back to the Future table, which is really freaking cool, right?
Yep.
All the Marvel tables. So what this could mean is that, maybe this system gets released and it's just the Star Wars tables. We have no idea. But I do know that this relationship with Zen Studios exists. So why I think this is so interesting and so intriguing to me is that the future capabilities of it, if indeed it's true that it's Wi-Fi enabled, gives you access potentially to all of these things. So in a way, they'd be building more of a pinball platform versus, just a single table that just does like one Star Wars game. And also you get like Family Guy tables, and this is actually a sample of that Star Wars table on FX3. So this is the one I'm assuming they're going to actually have as the premier table if indeed this is what they're doing. So
Right. And keep in mind, like, isn't it true that the FX3 not only does it in this kind of video game mode, but they have a cabinet mode? Is that we were talking about this earlier? And
yes.
so,
So if you look at it in this mode right here, if you look at the top left, for those of you that are newer to virtual pinball or pinball in general, is you usually have a DMD screen, which is usually like an additional screen. If you look at the top left, you'll see it there, and it has like additional mini games. Sometimes it has scores, all sorts of different things. This was actually recorded earlier. I was playing this. So what's cool about that is if you enable cabinet mode, you can actually move that DMD to an additional screen. So if you look right here, I'll show you that in a minute. So here's cabinet mode. So in cabinet mode, you actually can configure the screens different ways. So I was thinking to myself, well, how is Arcade1up actually going to deploy this? Are they going to do it, with a PC, or are they going to do it with Android? And if they are going to do it with Android, then is it a custom version? Because as far as I know, the Android version doesn't actually allow you to do the cabinet mode. So if you look, there's actually an option here, right here, and you can actually buy an additional key. I don't know the cost of that key, but you can enable cabinet mode, so then you can move the DMD to an additional screen, and that's what you can see right here. So that's what these configuration options show you. So kind of cool. But if you were curious to say, all right, if it was a PC, which I don't think it's going to be, these would be the specs that you'd need to run this via Steam on a PC. Now, the interesting thing is if you buy something by like a company called VP Cabs, VP Cabs actually does Pinball FX3 too and allows you to add tables like you saw here. So it's kind of interesting. You don't pay for the key anymore. Okay, but I don't think someone was mentioned that in the chat, but I don't think, Brian, that there's the Android version actually allows you for that mode. So if they do decide to go with Android, which is what I'm going to guess they did, I'm going to guess that they're going to write something custom, right? Because I don't think the Android version would actually allow you to do that. So
yeah, I'll mention something. A while back I was actually at this retro create thing.
Real quick, Justin.
And
That was those are the requirements to run it under. There is an Android version of this table. I just wanted to show you guys really quick. Sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I can't talk too much about this. And I actually don't know much about it, but I met one of the developers that works for one of the companies that Arcade1up used for their emulation of their previous cabinets. And so, like, for example, he was mentioning, basically he told me everything that's public. There was no inside information, but if you look into it, Digital Eclipse did the emulation for Street Fighter. And if you go look at, they actually did the 30th anniversary version of Street Fighter for Switch. So if you kind of, what I'm trying to do is paint this picture that Arcade1up does, that go find kind of like the best in the field that can handle the emulation for these different products that they're trying to design. And then they go to, the IP holders and work with them. You go next, and the Star Wars cabinet, like the actual Star Wars cabinet that they released earlier last year, was handled by a company that also had previously done Star Wars games. And so now we'll look at this whole, they're working with Zen Studios, and they already have established relationships with Bally and Williams on different platforms. So it makes a lot of sense that they would work with Zen Studios, because they have those relationships already.
Oh yeah,
they know how to build the emulation, and they can get this sucker out fast. And that's what we keep on saying, man. Arcade1up, they are fast. Can you believe?
Yeah.
It's only been about a year or so since they started this new project.
It's crazy. And so I'm showing you right now VP Cabs. So VP Cabs actually uses FX3 too. As a matter of fact, if you own a VP Cabs unit, which is way more expensive than the price point that's supposedly going to be for this Arcade1up, you can go on there and it connects to Steam and you can download additional titles. So my guess is that Zen is probably writing something custom under Android, so you get that same access to that same stuff. So if we go back to, really quickly, if we go back to my clip of FX3, you'll see once it logs in. Actually, you know what? Let's screw that. Let's just go live. I have it up here right now. So this is actually FX3 on the Nintendo Switch. So if I look here, if I select single player, this actually is the screen you would potentially have access to if they wanted you to. So let's just for giggles say that Arcade1up decides, well, we're just going to give you the. Actually, I don't think I have the Star Wars tables downloaded on this particular system. So let's say the Star Wars tables were on here. They may enable you to have access to other things. Like, let's say,
I think we're gonna enable it, dude.
well, whatever. However it happens, like I love the Back to the Future pinball table. I think people knowing that they're running FX3 are going to go, dude, let me have access to that. So this is an awesome table if you guys have never played it. It's super fun. It you know, I am a little bit partial to the original Back to the Future, but this one takes it to a whole new level. So can you imagine? I mean, people are going to be super stoked if they do enable you to do this. So it'll be interesting to see what direction Arcade1up takes, because they can take two directions, in my opinion. They can take we're going to build a pinball platform. So kind of take the AtGames strategy and go, all right, AtGames built a platform, and they're not selling multiple cabinets. They're just selling you one, and you can do all of these things and have access to online environments and everything. So maybe,
No, I disagree. It's not happening, man.
but they could. That's the thing. Like,
No. They won't, dude. It's
well, I think
everyone that
I
loves
think that'd
Star
be,
Wars
well,
is going to go grab the Star Wars, and then 3 months later they're going to do a Back to Future cabinet, and then everyone that loves Back to Future is going to grab the Back to Future cabinet.
And maybe they do that, but if they have Wi-Fi, it'd be really cool to say, hey, let's open up FX3. But if they're running it on their
we're
Android,
a nerdy show. We're two technical guys in the technical field, so we are talking about what's possible.
Yeah,
right. With
guys,
the
by the way, someone sounds like I'm not saying AtGames. I'm saying AtGames built a platform, right, for arcade gaming. That's what they did. They're not selling. They're not going, hey, buy two, three more of our cabinets. Where Arcade1up has always been a buy our cabinet with 4 games.
Right. We're calling it like the AtGames model, like the business model.
Yeah, potentially.
And so,
but Justin disagrees with that. Justin thinks they're going to go for the sell more. So they might. That might be what.
Yeah, I mean, to be perfectly honest, it's only at this point today that I'm actually like, okay, great. So I have 10 cabinets. So I guess I'm going to get 10 pinball machines now and figure out a way to go, get out of debt. I'm going to have to figure that out.
Yeah.
I do want to ask something, because we need to interact with the group a little bit here.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of messages. I don't think we've been able to keep up with it, but we'd like to ask the question. I want to talk about price, because I think there's a speculation on what the price could be, right? So, I don't know. You want to do a 0-1 thing? Who thinks it's going to be $500 or below? Hit 0, and if you think it's going to be 500 or higher, hit 1.
Okay.
All right, just type in the price. Whatever, I don't care. What price do you think it's going to be?
All right, what price do you guys think it's going to be?
Yeah, everyone thinks a lot of people are thinking it's going to be higher. Looks like, we got some 0s and 1s.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for everyone joining again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, because there's a battle I have in my head. It's like, I would like for it to be lower than $500, but I'd also like the quality to be really, really good. So part of me wants it to be a little more than $500.
Yeah. I actually find it really hard to believe if that they could do it for $500, just because. So I guess, actually, no, I changed my mind. The reason why I initially thought that is because if what we saw is true, it has a 24-inch screen, not a 32. So, okay, gotcha there. And then I thought that the back glass was an interactive back glass. And I'm going based on what I saw. What I saw looks like it's a screen for a DMD, not an active back glass, just the DMD.
Right.
So that does kind of sell that does support the concept that it's Star Wars tables only, because I think they wouldn't want to sell that and then say, oh, you're still going to see Star Wars, but you can play Back to the Future. So maybe you guys are right on that. But but yeah, that's why I think they could potentially get the price there, because they're not really doing 3 screens. They're doing one 24-inch screen and then a smaller DMD. So maybe that is possible.
That's right. The back glass is more like a lit marquee.
Yeah, it's a lit picture or a lit graphic. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
It looks like it is, at least.
About the Star Wars pinball itself, it looks really, really cool. I'm really excited, because if you looked at it, the left-hand side was like original. It's all like the original trilogy. And then the right-hand side, I think I saw it was the prequels and the sequel trilogy. So you got a mixture of all of them. So it doesn't matter if you If you only like the original, you're going to see the images of that. If you like the prequel and the sequels, you'll see those too.
Can I tell
I
you
thought,
what my brain does the second I see it? Ready?
do it.
All right, hold on. I have to scroll down. She's got legs. She knows how to use them. I mean, look at those legs. Oh my God. Bada
See,
bing.
I thought you were going to go the other way. I thought you were going to be like, this is Scott basically looking at everyone and going, oh, at CES, I'm afraid their pinball will be quite operational by the time your friends arrive. Sorry, that was a horrible Emperor voice, but I had to do it.
All right. Well, she's got legs. She knows how to use them pinball legs. All right. So, pinball legs. Love it. All right. So, anyways, the last, the other things I want to talk about is, it is possible that maybe they have a couple games running. They do it under Android. They don't enable a full version of FX3 because they do have the version of this Star Wars table. I've never played it under Android, so I don't know. It may be like graphically inferior, but they do have it. It's $2 on the Google Play Store, and it's for Android 4.0 and above. So I mean, I don't know. It's possible. I would think to keep the cost, they gotta do it under Android. I'm hoping that they maybe use something that give them a little bit more GPU, a little bit more CPU to kind of keep it good. What's going on here? My favorite modder. RetroRalph is my favorite YouTube modder. Thank you.
Oh, and your second's cool toy. What about me, right?
Yeah,
like,
wait, your second is
it's no fair, right? I've been modding consoles since I was 21 years old, right? Like, that's crazy. No love for the console kits. All right. I see. I guess I have to have a YouTube channel for several years.
So Justin, what do you think? I really don't think they're going to put a PC in this. I think it's going to be Android. I think it's going to be Android. It's not going to be a traditional PC in my opinion, just because I don't think they can do that with the right cost. And if they're doing it with a PC, they might be doing Windows. I don't think they would want to license Windows. So I think that kind of, although, you can do Android on x86, but I just think they're going to probably take something that's already in the marketplace and use it. I'm hoping it's a little bit more powerful than what's on the Toy Shock. And from what John D is saying or has said in the past, it sounds like they're very aware that they need something a little bit more powerful. So I'm sure whichever direction they go, it's going to be a fairly powerful unit or as powerful as they can get.
Yeah, and they're working directly with license holders, so they want to build something that's a little bit more closed, and they don't want to put a lot of effort into making it closed. And there's a lot of examples of people using Android as a platform to build a closed system, and some people have tried to do that on Windows, and you can, but it is more expensive. Like, to build that software to make Windows a closed system is more expensive.
Right.
As a developer, I would do Android just because it's quick and easy. And if you're trying to do it really fast, it's a platform that's easy to work with.
Yeah.
And in Zen Studios scenario, they already have a variant that's running on the Android platform. So it's probably plug and play, do some configuration, disable some things in the menus. Special for Arcade1up, it's probably not too hard. A couple months project.
And I think I don't know. It would be cool. I'm kind of more changing my tune on whether or not they'll have it as an open platform. I think you guys are probably right. It'll probably be, hey, here's all your Star Wars games. The Wi-Fi connectivity, might be there to say, oh, we're going to package it with 3 Star Wars games, but we know there's I can't remember how many of them are on. There's I want to say there's close to 20 different Star Wars games in or maybe it's 15. I don't know. There's quite a few of them. So, maybe they'll have access to the additional games and you can download and purchase them. It could be an option. I don't know.
Yeah, let me go down this path real quick. So yesterday, by chance, I was at an arcade with my daughter, and there was a whole bunch of pinballs there. And guess what? There was Star Wars, and she was playing it, and it was awesome. And it did not have a plunger. It had a launch button.
Oh, nice.
So we discussed that. I was like, hey, so here's some pictures of the new Arcade1up pinball, and it doesn't have a plunger. And she was like, good. I don't like
she
the
said
plunger.
Good?
Yeah, she's 11, and she was like, the launch button is way better. And we were talking about it earlier today. It's not a bad thing that they're not including the plunger, because admittedly, it's going to be expensive to add that plunger. It costs them probably like 50 cents to add a button, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to add a plunger, if you really wanted to, you could add a plunger, but you're not going to get the sensitivity of the plunger. It's just going to trigger the button essentially. But if you wanted to have that simulated experience, you could do that. It's like an add-on you would add yourself. So I'm actually for me, I'm actually glad they didn't put a plunger in.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
I'm fine with that.
I'm actually okay with them not doing a plunger either. One thing it would be really cool though is like imagine if the two tables they show off is the Universal table and Star Wars, like that would be pretty cool. Or if they had a Williams one that had, like Attack from Mars on it or something, and like several, maybe a couple of other titles that are on here that are licensed by, licensed ones that Zen has. That could be that could be really cool. So I mean, it is interesting. He did say that they're going to show two tables, so maybe I wonder like if it's the Zen relationship, then I'd be probably willing to bet it's going to be something in here, right? It's going to probably be something that's already here and licensed under.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and unless for some reason, there's some, yeah, unless for some reason there's some new products that they're already working on and they're going to time it to that. Let's say this ends up coming out in May, and Zen Studios also has a Switch game coming out in May or something. Maybe there would be some relationship happening there. But
Yeah.
more than likely, you're correct. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Just because it makes sense. If you're going to have that relationship with them, they already have a bunch of titles you can buy a la carte or a package. So if you guys don't know, when you go to buy those titles, usually there's packs. So if you're on Steam, like you can buy the Williams pack and it's like $19.99 and you get all the tables. So, I'm kind of changing my tune on that. I originally came out, maybe I got really excited, but you'd be willing to bet if they have it, if it is Android and you can load individual APKs, then someone's going to try to load additional games on there. Obviously we're gonna, because we're modders at heart. That's what we do. So I'm gonna want to naturally try to mod it. I don't think the cabinet looks really nice. I don't think I would probably change the aesthetics of the cabinet, but it would be cool to be able to support additional games. But again, that's kind of the hacker/modder in us that gets excited about stuff like that.
Right. So we had some other topics that we wanted to talk about tonight. I don't think we're going to have time. We were planning on going live earlier, but this is probably all we have. But we're excited
Justin,
for CES.
Justin, really quick, someone did Team Ski.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
What?
Like, let's talk to the people, right? Let's
no, but
chat.
Team Ski did say he thinks obviously the Wi-Fi is to get additional tables. I don't know.
Yeah.
It must be, but the thing is,
it's in case they make a mistake. They're rushing this. I mean, they're not rushing it in a bad way. They're trying to get to market very quickly. I think they're throwing in Wi-Fi so they can do firmware updates.
Really?
Not to add more tables. Yeah, that's my guess.
See, all right, this is where you and I are gonna disagree.
That's fine. It's okay for us to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna say, and you guys, this is documentation of this. Not that
See,
I want to be right.
He said right there, Arcade1up, the guy said it's Wi-Fi is just for updates. Boom. Davey Smith. He's on Team Console Kids. Awesome.
All right, well, whatever. Well, we'll see. We're gonna ask those questions at CES, obviously. So, anyways, all right, Justin, what were you gonna do?
Okay.
You gonna bust out?
So we've been talking about Arcade1up. We've been talking about pinball. That's all great. We're kind of, if other people have questions about that, that's great. Awesome. But in general things at CES, we're going to be there in just a couple days. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know, and you can mention what you're interested in, and we can talk about it now, and we'll keep that in mind for CES. So, what are you most excited about for CES?
I know what I'm most excited about.
Okay, Ralph, let's start with you.
Toy Shark! Yeah! Screw Arcade1up. We've got 3D technology. Kids love it. And you can play with your grandparents. Look at how much fun they're going to have. Look at them. The grandparents love it. Play with your grandparents.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, only P-Dubs is excited about that. So, anyway, Team Ski, he said Dragon Slayer. Now, I have a new theory. I said earlier, I don't think they're going to do Dragon Slayer. But it looks like, according to IMDb, did you catch that, Ralph? Did you check the Dragon Slayer thing?
No, why? What's going on with Dragon?
Okay, the creators of Dragon Slayer. See, I thought it was owned by Disney, but if you look into it, it's owned by someone who used to work for Disney, and that's why the animation kind of looks like Disney. And it's on the 3DO and all those various, blue, DVD type, laser disc game systems, right? Well, they are actually making a movie that's coming out May 1st, 2020. So, is it possible that Arcade1up is actually timing their Dragon Slayer release to that May 1st when they launch this new movie?
Now, Justin.
Maybe.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think
Just
you're
saying.
onto something, buddy.
Maybe.
I
It's
do.
possible.
I really think you're onto something with that.
Yeah, so they would announce it at CES, not E3, because E3 would be after the release if they're going to time it to. And anyway, that's a thought.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I don't
What
know.
else we
That's a
got?
possibility, dude. You did change your tune on that though. You were originally saying no on the Dragon's Lair. Now you're saying that maybe. Is that what
Just
you're
that one
saying?
key
You're saying
piece. That
maybe.
one key piece.
Okay.
I was like, here's the idea, right? If Scott's going to have a call with this Don Bluth, right, and say, hey, buddy, we got all these people that want to do Dragon Slayer. Let's work together on it. Don Bluth is all like, hey, do you know I'm working on a movie that's coming out May 1st, 2020? What's the next thing Scott's going to say?
Hey Don, I was thinking we were gonna build a cabinet, buddy. So, what do we build a Dragon's Lair? What do you think, Donnie? Huh?
I'd be like, hey, why don't we time it? Why are we doing an accent for Scott? He doesn't even sound like
Hey
that.
Don, this is Scott Baccarat from Arcade1up. I was just wondering, you're releasing the movie. I make arcade cabinets. People seem to like this Dragon's Lair thing, and I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Throw a little space ace on there. Bada bing. What do you think, huh, Donnie? That's how the
He's like,
conversation's gonna go.
let's do it.
Yeah, and Donnie's like, do it, do it, do it. That's it. Conversation done. Conversation
Yeah.
done.
So we have a question. Do we think we'll get
Oh wait,
a
I'm
first
sorry.
wave
I'm sorry,
cabinets?
Justin. I'm sorry. There's another part
Yep.
to the conversation. Hey, Derek D had that position. That Derek D had that petition, and they got like 10,000 signatures. So we kind of got to do it now, don't we? I mean, but you're doing it. I'm doing it. Space Ace, All right.
Okay, that's enough, Ralph. So this is your channel, but it's our show. So Zohar says, do we think they're going to have the first wave cabinet? So it has been said that a first wave cabinet is going to be coming back. What that's going to be, we don't know. We speculated, you probably saw we had another video on it where we think maybe it's the 12-in-1.
Yeah.
But Atari things all moved around. So the idea is they put Glenn Spinner on it. So that's that. Okay, they want you to continue doing the impressions. So I'll give you another topic and you can go for it. You should do your Trump or something like that. Mortal Kombat would be really cool. I was thinking Street Fighter at one point, but it's probably going to be Pac-Man. That was another theory that we talked about, a 4-player Pac-Man.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. So, if you guys have never seen that 4-player Pac-Man, it kind of looks like someone took a cocktail cabinet and then like made it a stand-up. And it is a super fun game. So they have a different version of it. If you've ever been to a Dave & Buster's, they actually have like a 4-player competitive stand-up version of it. It's configured differently. It's actually a really fun game. It's in at my work. We have an office in Lehigh, Utah, and they have that game. And it's actually one of the most played games. Like when people go into the break room, they like tear up that game and love it. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun though. With other people, like it wouldn't be something I'd buy and play by myself, but if you want to like gather people together, it's super fun. And it's Pac-Man, so everyone can really play it. It's like an easy learning curve.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. So we were talking about the idea of them doing that. They've done a 4-player cabinet, right, before. This is kind of more of a modern version of Pac-Man, so that game may require a little higher processing speed. But if you look at the material, it's, again, like you said, it's a cocktail cabinet. So they would just kind of raise it taller, and it's kind of got this thin middle part. So it's actually not a lot of material.
Yeah.
It would be really cool. And I think I would get that over a cocktail cabinet. Because it's like a stand-up cocktail cabinet thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It'd be pretty sweet. Like even if they put drinks on it, the little holes where you can put drinks on it. Anyway.
Yeah, bada bing. I think it does have that actually. I think the
Yeah,
one in
at the bar,
does.
at the
Yeah, the one in
barcades,
the
it
arcade,
does.
yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I mean that's kind of all we really wanted to talk about. I think it was just kind of it was one of those things. If you guys knew how much struggle it was to get this thing going today, I was having major problems with my PC. So Justin and I had planned to do this, and it was just we actually were going to do 2 live streams today with 2 different topics, but unfortunately, because of the time constraints and stuff like that, we couldn't do it. But yeah, we're super pumped about we're super pumped about CES. I have so much gear that I'm bringing there just to be able to recreate the live stream, right? We want to be able to do this same live stream format for you at CES. So I'm bringing a bunch of stuff. I'm actually driving from Phoenix to Vegas with all that gear. So we should be able to make this happen in Vegas. So it should be really fun. And we might even try to grab, other people as guests to have on the show. So it's sort of doing recaps of each day.
I think you should reply to Crosley Toy Party, and he has something he wanted to tell you.
Crosley's Toy Party. You guys should start a podcast.
Boom.
All right. So Justin has been talking to me about a podcast for probably, it's got to be going on like 2 months now. He's been saying we should do it. My
whole goal of joining RetroRalph's Sunday stream was to convince him to do a podcast together. And so I've been like, I told him day one, I'm like, let's just try it.
Yeah,
we will. Maybe it can form into something, and we're hoping.
Yeah, he's chipping away at me slowly.
Put a 1 if you think we should do it.
Justin actually knows how to push my buttons too. He's like getting to know me, so he knows what things to say to get me to do stuff.
Right, let's see. More 1s. We need more. Spam the 1s. Spam the 1s.
Whatever. So anyway, someone asked how far AZ is to Vegas. You can probably do it in 5 hours. From where I live, you can probably do it in 5 hours.
Come on.
What'd he say? 0? What?
He does the zeros.
Well, he's cranky. He's a little cranky, but it's okay.
Right.
I understand him. He's misunderstood, but I understand him. So
thank you guys. I think.
Look at that. Look at it. Look at him with his constant zeros. Whatever, man. Yeah. So, what is P-Dub saying? I heard Nintendo won the franchise wars today. Now all restaurants are called Nintendo.
Oh, P-Dubs.
Oh, P-Dubs. Anyways, that was it. That was all we want to talk about. The only thing I will say is if you're wanting to keep track... Oh, that's the wrong button. Sorry. If you're wanting to keep track... Toy Shark. Actually, no, this is what I wanted to show you guys. So I don't know if you guys realize this, but that's Ric Flair, and he works for Stern, and he's actually going to be at CES. So, woo! We will check out his booth as soon as we can. All right, if you haven't joined other podcasts, so you don't know the Ric Flair joke, but someone in the chat, and I can't remember who it was, said that he looked like Ric Flair, and we literally stopped in our tracks and couldn't stop laughing. So
yeah. Hey, Paul, awesome. We're sorry we skipped it, and the reason I'm gonna give away the trick. The reason why Zohar is getting a lot of the attention is because he mentions us, and so it stands out.
Oh, okay. Go back and get whatever comment. I don't want him to feel left out. What was the comment?
Yeah, man. There's a lot. Could you ask your question again, dude? We'll promise we'll just wait here patiently, and we will answer your question.
Yeah, we'll get to it right. We'll get to it right now. While we're waiting for that, I did want to mention. So I started a group a little while back. It was basically for Toy Shark or Toy Shock modding, and I recently changed it to the Arcade1up Pinball and Toy Shock group. So it's going to cover both fans of pinball, both systems, both Toy Shock and Arcade1up, even though we don't actually have a product yet. But hopefully we're going to have one soon here at CES, and we will talk about modding too. So I did put a lot of the progress on my Toy Shock mod. If you saw that on the channel, if you didn't, go back and check it out. It's pretty cool. And so hopefully join that if you can. I'll put a link in the description after this. I have to update the notes because we kind of slapped this together sort of last minute. All right, what was the thing? What was the?
We don't have anything yet. There was a question. What about shooter cabs, Time Crisis, or T2? I honestly think the first thing we're gonna see out of one of these companies is a shooter that is not a light gun. I think it's so much easier to build a gun game. It's probably better too, right? So forget light guns, just mount a machine gun. I was playing Aerosmith yesterday. Was it? Yeah, it was great. Just mount a machine gun on there. It's analog technology, so it's just a serial connection. It's basically a joystick, and all you got to do is buy the gun, and it's a lot of fun.
It would be really easy for them to use sort of like a mouse laser type technology and recreate the Terminator 2 cab. Like, it would be really easy. What? Why are you rolling your eyes? That's actually how a lot of people build those cabs, and it works much better than a light gun. It basically it's got the positioning, and it's just as you move the gun, it's just moving the mouse on like a pad. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I just said.
Then why'd you roll your eyes? You should have just been like, "That's what I said,
Because
dipshit."
that's what I said. I was like, I think
Okay.
they're going to use
Well,
PS2
call me a
serial
dipshit
technology,
and
a
go, "That's what well,
mouse,
say that's
a
what I just said.
trackball, a
Say that's what I just
machine
said."
gun mounted that has 2 pots on it. That it's a yoke. It's Star Wars. They've already done this.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna pop a. We started this. I was literally such aggro retro Ralph. I wasn't even funny. I was like, this. I was so mad. But anyways, I'm calm
It
down
was
now.
bad. It was bad. I had to endure all this because I've been on the phone with this guy for 2 hours trying to fix his computer.
Yeah, I was totally wigging out. I mean, you guys
It
have
was
kind
it
of
was bad.
they've seen a little bit of mini wig outs because I've let my emotion take over on live streams before, and I've gotten wigged out enough before. So.
There's a reason why we call him Retro Ralph, and his intro has, Wreck-It Ralph, because he's got a temper.
Do you want to be on the other side of that temper? I don't think so.
Yeah.
All
right, sorry.
Put the cement
Let's see.
boots
We
on.
got.
I was from the East Coast, although I basically did. I've lived more on the West Coast now than the East Coast, but that's where I grew up, and I am Italian, so I do know about the cement boots. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I know about the cement boots.
When you put the cement boots on, you ain't floating in the river, if you know what I mean, gay.
Right.
So that's how I would do it. I would go, what's the guy's name?
Is that how your dad did it?
What's the guy's name again? Don? Is it Don? The guy the Dragon's Lair guy, right?
Yeah, Don.
Yeah,
Donnie. Hey, Donnie.
I'm like, Don, look, it's Scott Baccarat. I'm going to level with you here. All right, Cursed Existence, he did this petition thing. We got 10,000 things. I have to do it. The fans are demanding it. If you don't, I've got 2 of these things I'm going to put your feet in. I'm going to fill it with cement, and I'm going to throw you in the river. Do you understand what I'm talking about, guy? All right, so now we're under an agreement. Let's build the cabinet. And that's how it goes. That's actually how the conversation went, I think.
I feel so bad about Paul, so I'm just going to read all of his comments. Because I know you guys talked to Scott. Tell him how awesome a 4-player cabinet with G.I. Joe, X-Men, Captain America, and the Avengers, and Spider-Man would be. That's right. We have a stand-up with Scott Baccarat every 3 days.
Yeah, I talk to him all the time. Like me and Scotty.
Talk to
I was
him.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled over the other day in bed, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, hey, Rafi, how you doing, guys? Just want to talk to you about some cabinets. I was like, wow. I was like, you kicked Kim out of bed? Like, it's weird. I mean, I definitely woke up the other day. P-Dubs was rubbing my leg. Like, it's weird. Like, these YouTubers are getting very intimate with each other, and I mean, it was just weird. Is my mic doing that thing? I'm gonna
It's
go
doing a
aggro
thing,
if it's
but it
doing
goes
that thing.
away for several minutes.
Federal Hill. I know Federal Hill. I took many. Oh, dude, I was gonna say something that might aggravate other.
Hey, we can end the show now.
Never
Paul
mind.
says
Okay.
we're awesome.
Wait, what?
Woo! We can end the show now. Paul's fine. He's good.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what else we got going on in the chat, and then I think we should wrap this up because right now we're talking about absolutely nothing. Right? We've totally lost all momentum, and we're talking.
It sounds
about
like they like it though. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta talk about nothing. Hey, I removed this from my microphone. I was feeling like I don't know why I have a pop filter if I already have a pop filter.
And
so I
a
was
foam
like,
filter.
so I was like double popped. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was double, and plus this thing looks super weird. Like this gold.
Yeah.
Like what is this?
Yeah, they keep on talking about the 19-inch monitors to compete with that game. So here's my thoughts on that. So the third generation.
I'm just eating soup for a moment.
The third generation Arcade1up cabinets have a 17-inch monitor by BOE. It's actually a 4x3 monitor. So that means it's 960p. Look it up. 960p is 4 times. It's 4 times? I'm bad at math, right? So a lot of these games were in 240p. You times that by 4. It's 4x. You're at 960. And so this is very close, nearly close. It's 4x3, so that's what the old CRT TVs were. If you go to 19-inch, go try to find a 4x3 19-inch on the market that has a response level under 14 milliseconds. I can't find one.
All right, I'm gonna make fun of Justin real quick. What's the
BOE
website?
doesn't make one.
All right,
so if you actually hold on, this is a PSA. If you upgrade your Gen 3 Arcade1up 17-inch monitor 4x3 to 19-inch, you are lowering the quality.
Okay, finally he's done. Okay, finally, God.
Yeah,
Okay.
I maybe a 20-inch, 21-inch.
All right,
We
so-
looked. can
I
only
need to
find
I need to tell
17-inch
people the
4x3.
background story. So there's this website that you can go to that's literally the most boring website in the face of the planet, which Justin loves. And
It's like my favorite website ever.
It's like a database of literally like every monitor ever made in all of their resolutions. And he calls me one day. He's like, dude, I just broke down something you're never going to believe. And I'm like, okay. Now, Justin is known for being a little verbose, right? He can go on for a while. So 17 hours later, he's like, yeah, and he just said what he just said. So he went through a bunch of stuff. And then 17 hours later, he's like, and what did you say? See, I already forgot.
It's 17-inch. I was saying the first what Arcade1up is not saying in their bullet points is when they went to the Gen 3 model, that it's integer scaled. It's huge in the console world that I live in, that if you're going to play these original consoles, you need to play them integer scaled, not stretched. It's still by 4x3. So you get like, dude, you own an OSSC. The reason why you own an OSSC is because it does proper scaling. It takes it takes the 4x3 signal and goes from 240 to like 960. And Arcade1up did that. There's so much more to it. The stupid Wave 1 cabinet has like a scan converter in it. So it's going from like 1080 down to 5x4, and then their Gen 3, it's directly from the SoC. It's brilliant. It's beautiful.
I just want to play games, Justin. Please, for the love of Christ, please stop. Stop with the 4x3.
So there's a big sign above my head. It's like console purist, arcade purist, and RetroRalph. It's like, dude, RetroRalph, just play with a Pi then. Just
no,
change
no,
your name.
I don't. No. I'm joking.
RetroPie.
I love the 4x3s and the 16.9s, dude. I love it.
No, Stu Gotts. Arcade1up is not 5x. It's not 5x4. Their first gen is 5x4. Their third gen is 4x3. That's it. Arcade1up's newest model is 4x3. They fixed it. No one's talking about it. We just killed RetroRalph. You're welcome. Everyone out there that's annoyed by RetroRalph, you're welcome.
Oh.
That was my real plan, to join this channel and just destroy this man, because he made videos that were better than mine, and I was trying to compete with him. And here we go.
Justin, are we done? Can we just be done, please?
Dude, we've been working on this. We've been sitting in these chairs trying to get this podcast, this show, whatever this is, together since when? 4:30 my time.
I know. I just
4 hours. 4 hours. The show was done. We wrote it already. It was written. He had all the B-roll. 4 hours of troubleshooting this man's computer. And then we go live.
Justin, please. I just want it to be over now. Please.
No, we have more to talk about. Let's talk about more.
We don't have any more. I don't want to talk anymore. I really fucking don't. Please.
All right. RetroRalph, sign us off.
Okay, hold on. Why is my microphone? Why does it look like
you're
that?
So tired? It's like you're drunk.
Okay, guys, hold on. Let me get the music. Okay, guys. Now that Justin's told you everything you need to know about monitor resolutions and screen aspect ratios, we're wrapping this thing up. So thank you so much for joining. We will be at CES. We're super excited about that. I'm a little tired right now.
We don't know. There's so many people asking us more questions, but RetroRalph has to shut it off now. I've read through the questions.
Are we serious?
We don't know. We don't know. When's going to be the release date for Pinball? We don't know. What about a 27-inch monitor? I don't know. Look it up. It would be really cool if you do 27-inch Arcade1up. But it's got to match the resolution that the output of the PCB is giving. That's the important part. Dude,
I never wear my hat like this. Maybe I should wear my hat like this.
You want to wear your hat backwards? I know a few YouTubers that wear their hats backwards like that. They're pretty sweet too. They're pretty cool.
I feel rejuvenated. All right. Anyways, okay, guys, we got to end this. Seriously, are there really any more questions? Because
Dude,
I'm done.
no, they know we're trying to end this, and they keep asking questions.
Oh,
There's a question mark on every
went,
single one.
Someone said I went over the top. That was actually one of my favorite movies back in the day. Oh my gosh, and I thought I was wicked cool.
Right? Yeah. That was great. I love watching the riff tracks.
Oh my
version
gosh,
of that.
I love
So
over the top.
good.
I actually don't think I look very good with a backwards hat, though. Hold on.
See, that's when I first started joining the RetroRalph channel. I was like, should I wear a hat forward or a hat backwards?
I don't know.
And I went with not wearing a hat at all.
It doesn't really work for me, the backwards hat, actually. All right, someone has a serious question. What's the question, guys? Seriously. I'm like all annoyed now. Because Justin killed me with the screen resolution, the aspect ratio. Like,
he
totally
hates nerdy stuff like that.
I
right?
don't, though. That's the thing. I like nerdy stuff, but you took it too far.
I'm sorry. It's kind of important. Like, if you want to put a Raspberry Pi in a Gen 3 model, you got to get the right LVDS converter, because the LVDS converter has to be a 4x3. It's important. Like, I don't know how many times I've read someone's like, the ETA Prime LVDS converter doesn't work. It's because they don't understand the difference between a... Sorry, guys, we broke him again. Okay, why don't you do your voice or something? Do your voice.
No, we're not doing any voice. Okay, guys, seriously, we gotta stop.
All right, is Kim home or something?
No, she's gonna be home really soon. If she's not home wait, hold on, she texted me. Let's look. I'll read the text out loud.
Okay, no matter what it is, you have to read it.
All right. Okay, so she texted me at 7:18. Now she works late hours sometimes.
It's 10 minutes ago.
So I said, Justin and I have been working on the PC for a while. Oh, shoot. Now someone's calling me. Justin and I have been working on the PC for a while to get this live stream together. And then I said, we've been doing it the majority of the day, and I'm frustrated. And she said, I'm sorry, babe. I'm still here, hopefully getting out soon. That's exactly what she said. So there you go.
That means we can go longer. So let's talk about
we have nothing else to talk about.
A 4-player NBA Jam.
Why do I let you on the show?
16-foot NBA Jam, right? That's what Ralph and I are going to play. Dude, it's going to be you. It's going to be me. It's going to be Cool Toy. And it's going to be P-Dubs. And all four of us are going to play NBA Jam on a 16-foot cabinet. Mic drop.
Okay. Well, if they do the 16-foot cabinet, that would be really fun. That would be fun. I'd like that. That would be fun. I'd enjoy that, I think.
I wonder what resolution it's going to be.
This is dumb now, though. Seriously, we're done.
All right. Sign us off.
We're done. Okay, guys, seriously, we're done. There's no more questions. If you ask questions, you're
not even looking
deferred.
at the chat. Don't ask us any more questions.
They're being deferred to next time. Although Blades of Steel is an awesome game, just saying. I loved
that
game back in the day. All right, guys, that's it. We're wrapping it up. Okay, we will be at CES next week. We're super pumped. We will be doing live streams every night. And we're going to do recaps of the day. We're going to look at all sorts of stuff, not just retro gaming. Everything. Everything we could possibly get our hands on that could be cool. Maybe it's gaming related. Maybe it's slightly gaming related, but we're going to cover as much as we possibly can. So that's kind of it for now. Oh, and one more thing. No, never mind. I'm not going to do one more thing. If I keep doing one more thing, that's it. But I urge you, please go to this Facebook group. Even though we're the only old people that support Facebook, if it wasn't for us, Facebook would not even exist. It's like the MySpace of message forum groups, whatever. But we still support it, so please go. And, my song's over. Oh, wait, hold on.
We know they'll make one. No, okay, we got it, Zohar.
No, Zoltar has a question. Hold on.
No, yeah, we know they're going to make a gigantic MK cab. We get it.
Please answer me. He says, please answer me. What did he say?
Please.
I just want to answer him so we can goddamn go. Zoltar, what is it? I promise, just ask the question, please, for the love of God. Please ask the question. I want to answer it so we can be done.
Maybe.
Oh, my God, please.
Will they make a better, dude,
I don't know. I'm deferring this to
going to make a video for you on how to take your existing Mortal Kombat cab and make it better.
I'm never making that video. All right. Okay, guys. That is it. I appreciate all your support. I hope this was fun for you guys. Thank you for joining. I don't even know what we really talked about. I think we talked about pinball. I don't know. What did we accomplish here today?
Yeah, pinball. That's it.
All right, you've said it all. We've done it all. You've supported us, and we love that, and we love you for it, and we will be at CES, and that's it, right? Tell us about Tell us about Hyperkin. Oh God!
Just stop reading the chat.
And by the way, we will.
Goodbye.
By the way, we will be going over to see Hyperkin. They have an offsite, and we're gonna check out some cool stuff that they have going on.
And,
all right.
And when's that gonna be?
Next week at CES. Come on, dude. Seriously, I want to go now. I'm done. Like I have like guys. The guys you that know me really well. I actually have a social quota. Like I have a quota where like once I'm at my social quota, like I gotta go. Like I'm socialized out, guys. I had nothing else to say, and I don't know if you want to hear. Oh God, and I don't know if you want to. I'm reading that, and you know I'm reading that, and you know who you are, and I'm not saying the damn thing about it. And you know what I just read, so I'm not even saying it. But I just want to go now. Like I just want to go. Can I please leave? All right, Justin, I'm out. That's it. I'm done.
All right. Goodbye.
We're out.
We love
I'll see you
you
guys.
We'll
love you
see
guys.
you next week.
Take
We're going to
care.
be doing this every
All right, bye, Justin.
single
Bye.
night
Bye.
next week.
Bye.